So there's a scene from Marvel's new series She-Hulk where the main character, Jennifer Walters, complains to her cousin Bruce Banner that he doesn't know what it's like to be treated with disrespect, and particularly to be catcalled. Now, I watched that episode on a Monday, and I kid you not, I went outside the next day to go to lunch. For about 100 feet away, this guy just started screaming at me for basically no reason. I was in a downtown city environment. I'm going to presume that the man was hopefully mentally ill and not just being a jerk. And I guess technically it wasn't a catcall because I don't think there was a sexual element, but I think you get my point. That sort of obliviousness has caused She-Hulk to be review bombed by people often who haven't even seen it yet. It was being review bombed before it came out. And you might think that this is bad news for Disney, the maker of She-Hulk, but you would be wrong. This is in fact fantastic for them. I'm Logan, this is Intensely Casual, and today I'm going to explain to you exactly why that is. The most important shift in our entertainment culture this century has been the shift to consuming media via streaming. Entertainment companies used to focus on providing specific entertainments like a movie or a TV show that people would pay money for, whether that meant paying money by going to a theater or buying a DVD, or in lieu of money, spending their time by watching the ads for a television show. If you didn't like a product, you just stopped paying for it. Success was achieved by selling the product to as many different people as possible. But streaming is a weird business because streamers already get all the money they're going to get from you on a monthly basis in exchange for a subscription to a library of content. So they don't really care whether you consume a given property or not. Success isn't measured by how much you watch a given show or movie, but on engagement, how much time you spend on the app, how long you are on the app, and frankly, how much you think about the app when you're not using it. This is because fundamentally in the streaming space, they're afraid that if you stop using the app, you'll also stop paying for the app. But engagement is not the same thing as value. One easy way to increase a person's engagement with an app is to frustrate the user. I firmly believe this is why Netflix has such a confusing interface. The longer it takes you to find what you want to watch, the longer you use the app. In fact, I don't think Netflix cares that much if you watch anything at all, as long as you're not using some other app. This is why Disney loves that people are review bombing She-Hulk. This drives engagement. When you watch She-Hulk so you can complain about She-Hulk, you're engaging. And you're providing free advertising. Even better for Disney, you are motivating a pro-She-Hulk camp of the audience who are going to leave really positive reviews to offset the review bombs. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of them even just keep watching the episodes over and over and over. That's engagement, too. Finally, you get someone like me who doesn't trust Marvel anymore to make a quality, satisfying product. I only watch She-Hulk because of the controversy. The way your brain is wired, it's easier to move from one strong emotion, such as love or hate, directly to the other, than it is to move from either emotion to a state of calm or indifference. And it's because people care so deeply about their favorite stories that they get angry about them. Unfortunately, in the engagement model, it doesn't matter whether you love or hate a property, as long as you feel strongly enough about it and are likely to engage, making the streamer successful. In fact, it is to their advantage to make some of their audience hate the product, because conflict really increases engagement. The only reaction that harms these engagement-driven companies is coincidentally the most healthy when a work doesn't satisfy you: indifference. This is why this channel is called Intensely Casual. I'm here for those of you whose willingness to fall in love with your favorite stories is being taken advantage of by companies who have realized that it can be more profitable to frustrate you than to satisfy you. You can't win by getting angry. You can only win by having stronger boundaries and ignoring the works that are designed to frustrate you. Obviously, this is easier said than done, and it raises a bunch of downstream questions. To that end, I'd like to plug my new book, The Intensely Casual Guide to Good Story. The book is written to help you approach and evaluate stories in a way that will let you get the most value out of the time and the money you spend on stories. And also how to identify and avoid properties that will waste your time. I call this the Intensely Casual Method, and its goal is to move you from being a captive fan of franchises towards being an aficionado, essentially a fan with healthy boundaries. Someone who's a fan of the things they like and that give them value, while being able to identify and ignore those properties that will only waste their time. The book goes live on September 2nd and is available print on demand from Amazon, as well as an ebook from Amazon, Google, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Current pricing is basically $10 for the ebook and $20 for the print edition, which results in the same level of royalty to me. As you can see here, I mean, it's thick. I think this version runs to 313 pages. Yes. So I know there are a lot of scammy ebooks out there that are like $5 for 10 pages. This is not one of those. You will get your value out of the money you spend on this book. If you don't want to buy the book, continue to subscribe to this channel if you want to hear more. Check out our podcast, The Intensely Casual Commentaries, where we apply the Intensely Casual method to an entire movie, sort of in real time. Until then, I hope all the stories you experience are satisfying to you.